Jai Hind students, today we have to see electric field intensity due to non-conducting spherical shell. Here and this spherical shell is solid, isn't it? Solid means suppose this is the spherical shell. It is solid means some material is inside. It is not hollow. It is solid means this material is inside this. Okay. This is the solid sphere. Okay, and this sphere is non-conducting. Means if we will give the charge, if we will supply charge to this, it will not conduct. If it would have conducting, this charge would pushed out. Since this is non-conducting, the charge would be spread uniformly. This is uniform charge will spread uniformly throughout the sphere. These are the charge. If you will give charge, and it is charge will be uniformly distributed. We have a separate case of non-uniform charge distribution. This is the case of uniform charge distribution. If you will give the charge would spread uniformly throughout its volume. Okay, and we know that we have given charge Q to this sphere. Okay, and we have to find value of electric field intensity at a distance r. This is small r, and we know that radius of this sphere is capital R. So again, what we have to do is we have to use Gauss theorem, and the first step of the Gauss theorem, as we have done many times, we have to imagine Gaussian surface. As we know that what would be the Gaussian surface? It would be sphere. It will become a sphere of radius r. Okay, and at the same time, first is we have to imagine. First step is we have to imagine Gaussian surface. Okay. Now the step two is we have to see the symmetry of E and theta. E means since all are positive charge, if you will see this surface, this is the Gaussian surface. Okay. If we see this small surface, what would be the direction of electric field intensity? It would be radially outward. It would be radially outward. And what is the direction of area vector? It will be outside on the direction of electric field intensity. What is theta? It is 0. Okay. Throughout the surface, throughout on the Gaussian surface, if we consider Gaussian surface over here, what would be the direction of electric field intensity? It would be radially outward. What would be the direction of A? It would be outside. On the direction of E, what would be theta? It would be 0. This we have done so many times. So we know that on the Gaussian surface there is a symmetry of E and theta. Okay. Now step number 3 is, and at the same time just calculate E ds cos theta. E we have to calculate, ds means throughout the surface. What if throughout the surface, this is the radius r, so what is the value of ds, area, or dA? This is 4 pi r square, and cos 0 degree, and cos 0 is, we know, this is 1. Now step number 3. Step 3 is we have to go inside the Gaussian surface. We have to go inside the Gaussian surface and we have to calculate Q. What is the value of Q? How much charge is inside the surface? As we know, here it is given that charge Q is given to this solid sphere. So we know that charge Q given is, we have given capital charge Q. Now step number 4. Step 4 is we have to apply formula E ds cos theta is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Now step number 4 is you have to calculate E ds cos theta is Q inside upon epsilon naught. E we have to calculate, what is ds? ds is the surface area of this sphere. As we know, the radius of this sphere is small r, so surface area throughout the surface area, this surface area of the sphere is 4 pi r square, and cos 0 is 1 is q, as we have given charge q to this solid sphere upon epsilon naught, that is E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r. Again, this formula is same as the charge due to the electric field intensity due to this single or the unit charge. So E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi. It will behave like this solid sphere will behave like a point charge, where Q is the charge given to this solid sphere and R is the distance where we have to find the value of electric field intensity. So this is E outside the solid non-conducting spherical shell. Okay. Now we have to find out value of electric field intensity inside E, inside this solid sphere. Okay. Now we have to calculate electric field intensity due to this non-conducting spherical shell inside the point P. So our step would be same, and what is given, that charge given to this shell is capital Q. Suppose we have given Q charge, and this charge Q is uniformly distributed throughout on its volume, and we also know that rho is charge per unit volume. This we know. Okay. Now we will follow same steps. First one is step number 1. Step number 1 is we have to imagine one Gaussian surface which should be closed. And step number 2 is, first is we have to calculate Gaussian surface. Step number 2 is, as we have done so many times, that it should have symmetry of E and theta. E and theta, as we know that we have done so many times, value of E would be always outward, radially outward all the times. Okay, and theta is always cos. Theta is cos 0, that is 1. Okay, so we have seen the symmetry. And step number 3 is we have to calculate Q inside. This is very important step. What would be the value of Q inside this Gaussian surface? Okay. See, we know that in charge in unit volume, is rho. Charge per unit volume is rho. As we know, what would be the value of charge inside this Gaussian surface? As we know, volume of this Gaussian surface is, this is small r. So volume of this Gaussian surface would be 4 upon 3. Volume would be of the Gaussian surface is 4 upon 3 pi small r cube. So charge per unit volume is rho. So in this volume, okay, what would be the value of charge? So charge Q inside would be 4 upon 3 pi r cube into rho. This is the value of charge inside. Now step number 4. Now we have calculated charge inside the Gaussian surface is how much? Q in. Q in means this Q inside this Gaussian surface is 4 upon 3 pi r cube into rho. This we have calculated. Now next step is, step number 4 is we have to calculate the formula, that is E A cos theta is equal to Q in upon epsilon naught. E we have to calculate. A, what is the value of A? A is 4 pi r square. Why? This is the Gaussian surface, and throughout the Gaussian surface, the surface area is area of the sphere, that is 4 pi r square, and cos 0 is 1 is Q in. Q in is 4 upon 3 pi r cube into rho divided by epsilon naught. 4 pi and 4 pi is cancelled. R square 1 power is cancelled. So E is equal to rho R upon 3 epsilon naught C. Here electric field intensity inside is directly proportional to R, since rho is constant, 3 is constant, epsilon naught is constant. Here we say that E, electric field intensity, is directly proportional to R. Till now we have seen that most of the time, in all the time, E is inversely proportional to R square. Here it is very important result that if it is non-conducting solid sphere, electric field intensity is directly proportional to R, means if we keep increasing this distance R, electric field intensity will also increase with R. On the surface it will become E is directly proportional to R, and then we have seen that outside it is E outside is inversely proportional to R square. So this is the case. If we want to write this equation, in terms of Q, capital Q, here it is rho R upon 3 epsilon naught. If we have to write this equation in terms of Q, so what we have to do is we have to write rho in terms of Q. So let us keep the value of rho in form of Q. Okay. Now to calculate, to put the value of rho in terms of Q, we should know two things. One is Q. Q is charge given to this sphere. Q charge is given to the sphere. This we know. Thus capital Q charge is given to the sphere, and we have to write rho in terms of Q. One thing we know, and second thing we also know that Q is, rho is charge per unit volume. Since charge is spread throughout the volumes, that is why we have taken rho. Okay. So in one unit volume, charge is rho. Okay. In this volume, it means this whole volume, 4 upon this shell, volume of the shell is 4 upon 3 pi r cube. In this volume, in 4 upon 3 pi r cube, this means this shell's volume. What is the charge? 4 upon 3 pi r cube into rho. This much charge we have calculated. But it is given, thus total charge given is capital Q. This we have calculated that in this volume, charge should be 4 upon 3 pi r cube into rho. And it is given that charge Q is given to this sphere or the shell. So we can write total charge given Q is 4 upon 3 pi r cube into rho. So in place of rho, I can write in form of charge 3Q upon 4 pi small r cube. This is the value of rho. We will keep it over here. Okay. Now keeping this value, what result we will get? E is equal to r upon 3 epsilon naught. I will write before, and in place of rho I would write 3Q upon 4 pi r cube. 3 and 3 is cancelled. E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q r upon r cube, which is very, very important result. Here what we see that 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is constant. Okay, and charge given is constant, and this radius of this sphere is also constant. Here E is directly proportional to R, as we know earlier. In the last derivation we know that E is directly proportional to R. This formula we have to learn that E inside the spherical shell is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon capital R cube, that is R is the radius of the sphere, and R in which distance where we have to find the value of E inside this. So yeah, E is directly proportional to R says that if we keep increasing R, electric field intensity would increase. Means if we imagine this circle, electric field intensity would have some value. If we come over here, electric field intensity will increase. Why? Because charge are also increasing. In this circle, if we go further, in this circle again electric field intensity will increase. If we keep on increasing the value of R, E will increase. Value of E will keep on increasing, and till here the value become E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square, and again it will behave like this. E is inversely proportional to R square, which we will discuss in the graph. As we know that electric field intensity outside is directly proportional to R square. E on the surface is constant because R is constant, capital R is constant, and E inside is directly proportional to R. Here, see, and it is constant. If we draw the graph between R and E, suppose this is the sphere, this is the sphere, and this is radius R. If we draw the graph, how the value change, see, if we will E inside is directly proportional to R. If we increase the distance, E will also increase. So the graph would be like this, just like Ohm's law. Here E is directly proportional to R. Graph is a straight line. Now see, here value of E on the surface is constant. If we keep increasing, this we have done in last derivation also, E is inversely proportional to R. Graph would be like this. Is very, very important graph. Here E is inversely proportional to R. So this is very important graph of non-conducting spherical shell. Okay, so we have done electric flux plus Gauss law and applications of Gauss law. In the next video, we'll discuss about the electric potential.